and it's going to record the screen. Salvete, we're going to read lines 96, this, picking up in the half of the line, middle of the line to 101. O Danaum fortissime gentes, tudide me niliacis occumbre campis, non potuisse, tua quanimance fundere dextra, saevus ubi cidia tello jacet Hector, ubi ingens sarpedan, ubi tossimovis correpta subundis, scuta virum galeasquet fortia corpora vulvit. So remember, this is continuing Aeneas' speech. We stopped at the middle of the line to break up the passage, and this is where his speech ends, the end quote. So he calls out, and he uses the vocative. I'm going to use the pink for vocative here. He says, O fortissime Tudide. Who's Tudide? Well, Tudide is the father of Diomedes, and Diomedes almost killed Aeneas on the battlefield in the Iliad. Diomedes. In fact, he would have killed him if Venus, his mother, hadn't rescued him. So he says, O bravest, and those two go together, Tydidean one, Diomedes meaning. Fortissime gentes Danaum, bravest of, I'm going to use a genitive here, of the race, sorry, a lot of lines, of the Danaans. And the Danaans, you might remember, are the Greeks. Okay, another word for the Greeks. And that is Danaorum, so it's a genitive plural. Danaorum. Okay, so one more time. O Tydidean one, Diomedes meaning, the bravest of the race of the Greeks. Me niliacis occumbre campis non potuisse. This me and the potuisse, that's basically the subject, even though it's not in the nominative form. This is a exclamatory infinitive kind of thing. So translate it like this. Since it's a question, translate, see this question mark, translate it, why was I not able, that's our main verb, able, and I is like our subject there. Why was I not able, the noun, to occumbre, to lie down, in other words, to die. Remember we had recumbere, incumbo, now we have occumbre, which means to die. Why was I not able to die on, and you got to put in an in here because this is an ablative, on the Iliacis campis, on the Ilian fields, which Ilium, remember, is Troy. Okay, Troy. On the Ilian fields. He wanted to die there a heroic death. Now he's at sea in a ship, about to be shipwrecked, and that's much less heroic. Tua quanimum, the laser, tua quanimum e fundere dextra. We got an elision there and an elision there. Tua quanimum e fundere dextra. And, to effundere, to pour out. Why was I not able to pour out? Notice infinitive here and infinitive here. Hanc animam. Those go together, which means my soul. This soul, or my soul. And how is he going to pour it out? Tuaque dextra. By your right hand. Ablatives. Got a chiasmus going on here. By your right hand. That's how. Remember, ablative always answers. How. Ablative. By your right hand. And now we got Saevus ubi cidiae tello jacet Hector, ubingens sarpedon. Oh, I think I missed that elision earlier. Ubi tot simois correpta subundis. Okay, we notice a lot of ubis going on here. Ubi, ubi, ubi. So we do have some anaphora, right? Repetition of a word for dramatic effect here. Where savage Hector, he was savage in the eyes of the Greeks, which is actually complimenting him here, It's not talking bad about him. That's good to be savage out on the Trojan battlefield, especially in the enemy's eyes. Where savage Hector Jacet lies. And what he lies, tello, this is ablative, by the spear Ichidii, of the Achaean one. And the Achaean one is Achilles. Achaeus was, I guess, a ancestor. So the Achaean one is by Achilles' spear. And this is an ablative here, tello, of instrument. You know, when you have a tool or a weapon, how something's done. How, ablative, how was he lying there? Oh, by the spear of Achilles, because of the spear of Achilles. So, where in Sarpedon, and you got to put in lies again. So, where huge Sarpedon lies, that goes together, those lies again. And where the Simois, what is the Simois? The Simois is the river that goes through Troy, and the Simois is rolling here. Where the Simois rolls, and you got a bunch of stuff, it's rolling in its waves, because all these people died, and then the soldiers got swept up in the river, and they were rolling around in that river. So there's several things that are rolling around. One is the skuta, the shields, the gallias, the helmets, and the corpora, the bodies, corpora. And so we say where the Simois rolls, and taught goes with all these things, by the way, too, sorry. Taught so many shields of men, and helmets of men. That's a genitive, okay? Of men. Shields and helmets of men. And the bodies of brave, or the brave bodies, the strong bodies, those go together. The strong bodies of men. So that also goes there, of men. And they're all going with that virum. And that's virorum, by the way. Virorum, genitive plural, second declension, so it's orum. And all these things are correpta. So this goes with skuta in gender and case and number, but it really means everything. This means snatched up. So where the Simois rolls so many shields and helmets and brave bodies or strong bodies of men, correpta, snatched up, sub undis, under its waves. Now correpta, all these things are snatched up, but it really just matches grammatically skuta because it's the closest thing to correpta. But the shields are snatched up, the helmets are snatched up, and the brave bodies are all snatched up under the waves. Okay, we'll continue in the next section.